You've probably heard the statement before that there's nothing certain in life other than death and taxes. And the reason that statement has become so popular is because we pay taxes on everything.
Well, for starters, we might have to sell the company to pay the taxes on the company.
Everything we do, for the most part, requires some type of tax be paid. And that's why it's important that when a person is planning for retirement, they plan to reduce or eliminate the negative effect that taxes can have on their retirement. So, if you don't know already, my name is Jason Kennedy. I'm the founder of the Kennedy Financial Group. And for the past decade, we have been working to help our clients to enter retirement with zero taxes, higher income, and less risk. We do this in part by showing them how to use all the different assets available to them to produce the income that they're looking to produce. If you haven't had a chance already, subscribe to our channel so that you're notified when we produce new videos. So, why is it so important that we have some type of game plan for taxes, especially right now? Well, consider some statistics. Did you know that the highest tax bracket to exist in United States history has been as high as 94%?
What?
And if we took all of the highest tax brackets throughout history and we averaged out all of the highs and the lows, did you know that average will fall at about 57%? And what is the highest tax bracket at right now? Well, it's at 37%. Now, as much as we may feel like we pay a lot in taxes now, that just highlights that taxes are low right now compared to where they have been in the past. Now, why is that significant? Well, taxes are a form of revenue for the government. And the more debt a person has, the more revenue they will need. So let's look at how much debt the government currently has. The United States is $30 trillion in debt. Debt has skyrocketed over the last 20 years. And that's just the amount of money that they've already spent. They have unfunded liabilities that total to $168 trillion. Now, an unfunded liability is just simply a promise to pay. So, Social Security, Medicare, those are unfunded liabilities. Those are monies that have not yet been spent, but promises have been made to spend it. So, the United States has a tremendous amount of debt. In fact, 96 cents of every dollar goes to pay interest on the United States debt. So, does the government need revenue right now? Absolutely. The question is, where will they get such revenue from? Now, they really only have two options. They can stop spending money or they can generate revenue. One of the easiest ways to generate revenue is to raise taxes. And so the picture we're trying to paint is not that you're going to pay all your taxes in the highest tax bracket. We know tax brackets are marginal, they go up and down based on how much income you make. The picture we're trying to paint is that mathematically, the government has to find a way to generate more revenue. And the easiest way that may take place will be to raise taxes. Now, if you notice the accounts that are displayed here on the screen, you probably noticed that all retirement accounts, all accounts used to save funds, they all fall into one of three different categories. They're either going to be accounts that are taxable, tax deferred, or tax free. Now, taxable accounts, those are accounts like stocks, mutual funds, brokerage accounts, savings accounts. The way that these accounts work is that as you save money inside of them and interest or growth is produced, you're required to pay taxes on that money each year. So you'll get a form in the mail from the bank or the financial institution that shows the growth you got, and you'll take it to your tax provider and you have to pay taxes on it. But the point is you pay those taxes every single year. Tax deferred accounts work differently. Instead of paying that tax every single year, you basically agree not to pay the taxes now. You actually defer the taxes until later. And you agree that when you go to take the money out, be it 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years into the future, you'll pay taxes on the money you put in and on the money that grew inside of that account. And then the final bucket is the tax-free bucket. Uh, The tax-free bucket includes accounts like Roth IRAs, life insurance, really anything with the name Roth on it is included. Roth 401ks, Roth conversions, all of those are tax-free accounts. The way that these accounts work is that you put money into them after taxes have already been paid, and all of the growth that takes place inside of these various vehicles, the growth can be accessed tax-free as long as you follow the rules of each account respectively. Now, where do you think, out of all three of these categories, where do you think the majority of individuals have their retirement funds? Well, if you see my mouse hovering over the screen, you probably discern that it is the tax deferred bucket. See, the tax deferred bucket has accounts like 401ks, 403bs, 457s, traditional IRAs. These are the accounts we are sometimes automatically enrolled into when we start working. So just think about it for a moment, right? If the majority of your money is in an account that's tax deferred, that means the majority of your assets have a tax due on it where the rate you will pay in tax is being deferred into an unknown future to be withdrawn at an unknown amount at a time when tax rates will be unknown because there's no guarantee that they'll stay the same. So, what we encourage our clients to do is if they can understand how these three different tax buckets work, then you can allocate the right amount to each bucket. Imagine instead of going into retirement with all of your money in the tax deferred position, imagine you're in retirement and you know the amount you want to have as income. And now you can choose which one of these three buckets you want to take money from to manage your income tax situation, possibly even eliminating your income tax if done correctly, meaning you can be in retirement, you can be generating a significant amount of money for income, and you will be paying no taxes on those funds. But it really just comes down to allocating money between the various tax buckets, moving money into this tax-free position. So hopefully this video helped you to understand the three different tax buckets that exist and why it's important to plan how you're going to allocate money to each. If you need my help doing this, just feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help you come up with a plan to organize your future assets to be as tax friendly as possible. Until the next time we meet, take care.